Every year, the world watches as a tiny group of people are honored for achievements that gave the greatest benefit on mankind. So today, we're going to break down the 2025 Nobel Prizes. Let's dive right in.
It sounds like the setup for a really weird joke, doesn't it? But the answer connects some of the most brilliant and bravest minds on the entire planet. The answer, of course, is the Nobel Prize. And in this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly who won, why they won, and what it all really means.
But first, before we get to this year's winners, to really get the importance of these awards, we have to do a quick rewind, all the way back to the beginning, to Alfred Nobel's original vision.
So in his will, Alfred Nobel, the guy who invented dynamite, he laid out 5 very specific categories for his prizes: physics, chemistry, medicine, literature, and peace. That was the original lineup, the Big Five.
Okay, so what about the economics prize? This is where things get a little tricky, and it's something a lot of people don't realize. The prize in economic sciences actually isn't one of the original Nobels. It was created way later, in 1968, by Sweden's central bank in memory of Alfred Nobel. And ever since, it's been awarded right alongside the others.
So who actually has the incredibly difficult job of picking the winners from this sea of brilliant nominees? Well, it's not just one group. It's a collection of some of the most prestigious institutions in Scandinavia.
And this table here really breaks it all down for us. The Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, they handle both physics and chemistry. The Karolinska Institute takes on medicine, and the Swedish Academy is responsible for literature. But the Peace Prize? That one is unique. It's awarded by the Norwegian Nobel Committee in Oslo, a tradition that goes all the way back to Nobel's will.
Now this is a really crucial distinction to make. You'll hear about the Nobel Foundation a lot, but their job is strictly to manage the money Alfred Nobel left behind. Think of them as the guardians of the fund, not the jury. They have absolutely zero say in who actually gets a medal.
All right, now for the main event, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's meet the class of 2025 and take a look at the incredible work that earned them a spot in the history books.
First up, physics. This year's prize goes to John Clark, Michel H. Dvorak, and John M. Martinez for their truly foundational work in quantum mechanics. Now, I know that might sound super abstract, but think of it this way. Their research literally paved the way for the devices in our pockets right now. Things like your cell phone and your camera.
Okay, now let's turn to medicine. The laureates here made a discovery that is fundamental to how our own bodies protect us. They basically identified the immune system's security guards, these special T cells that act as bouncers, stopping our own defenses from attacking our bodies. This is an absolute game changer for treating autoimmune diseases.
The work that won the chemistry prize, it is straight out of science fiction. These laureates developed these incredible molecular structures, they're kind of like microscopic sponges, that could be used to tackle some of our planet's biggest challenges. We're talking about harvesting water directly from desert air and capturing carbon dioxide to fight climate change. This is truly revolutionary stuff.
In literature, the prize goes to the Hungarian author Laszlo Krasna-Hurkay. He's known for these intense, often dark, dystopian novels. The Academy honored him for a body of work that, as they put it so powerfully, in the midst of apocalyptic terror, reaffirms the power of art.
The Nobel Peace Prize, always one of the most closely watched awards, was given to Maria Corina Machado. The Norwegian Nobel Committee called her a brave and committed champion of peace and a powerful example of civilian courage for her work leading the democracy movement in Venezuela.
And finally, in economic sciences, the prize recognizes work that helps explain something fundamental to our modern world. They basically tackled a huge question: how does an economy keep growing? These laureates pioneered the theory of innovation-driven growth, showing how new technology and fresh ideas are the real engines of sustained progress.
So, the 2025 winners now join this incredible, historic family of laureates that stretches back more than a century. You see, this prize isn't just about one year. It's about building a legacy of human achievement.
And just look at the global reach this prize has had. If we take Indian laureates as just one example, we see a history that includes Rabindranath Tagore winning for literature way back in 1913, and of course, Mother Teresa, who received the Peace Prize in 1979.
And that legacy, of course, continues right into the modern era, honoring figures like the children's rights activist Kailash Satyarthi, who was awarded the Peace Prize in 2014, and Amartya Sen, recognized for his contributions to economics in 1998.
But the history of the prize isn't without its surprises and its controversies. For example, take a look at this number, 5. What on earth could that possibly represent?
That is the number of times Mahatma Gandhi, a global icon of peace and nonviolence, was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. He was nominated 5 times, but he never won. It's a fact that still surprises a lot of people, and it comes up all the time in discussions about the prize's history.
And all of this really brings us back to today and the why behind the prize. In a world that's defined by such rapid change, the Nobel Prize is trying to be more than just an award. As one analysis put it, it's here to reaffirm a moral dimension in an age of technological disruption and political turbulence. It's meant to be a beacon for progress and humanity.
And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. From the mysteries of quantum mechanics to the power of dystopian literature, the 2025 prizes celebrate an absolutely incredible range of human genius. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? As our world keeps changing at this dizzying pace, what kind of achievement will be considered the greatest benefit to mankind next year, or maybe a decade from now? What will we celebrate next? Thanks for joining me.